Sickassclips.
Like I get flashbacks. Like I'm sure you remember like Tyra Banks and fucking what was it? America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
And
That
like
was brutal.
and at those times it was like MTV was playing like the OC and those shows like the white people shows.
Newport Beach.
Isn't
What
it
is it?
funny how we
like
Surfers.
dude, like the My Sweet 16, like what the fuck? Why can't
That
you do a
shit-
quinceañera?
That shit, yeah.
Why
Yeah.
My Sweet 16?
That was on Moon 3.
Yeah.
Or what is it? Moon
Oh,
2?
No, that was on MTV. My
Oh, yeah?
Sweet 16.
Oh, yeah?
Bitches
I
from
know
not even
Telemundo.
16.
Anyways, my
But-
bad.
Isn't it crazy how we watched like America's Next Top Model
Yeah.
and we wanted to be like them?
Yeah, that's why. Like,
And then it's like now it's like
Now you
it's
guys
so
are-
beautiful but it's so beautiful now like in Victoria's Secret like runways you actually see more women that have just like more how can I say it's like more,
Curvature?
yeah, well you could say curvature but just like beautiful like oh my god there's a word for it that it's just like because I don't want to say curves because curves are not just something that's in it. They have like it could be curves, it could be scars, it could be like so
Okay.
much more. It could be cellulite.
Realistic.
Yeah, it's just like
Attainable.
what natural
Like that
beauty
realistic body
looks
type.
like
Yeah,
a real
sick ass
body.
form.
that's why I love Rihanna and I give her all her flowers because if y'all ever checked out one of her runway shows, have you?
Nah.
I mean,
better-
I'm not gonna lie.
Y'all
I
better
seen
binge watch.
some pictures.
I peeked.
Y'all better binge watch.
I went like this. I went like this. I'm not watching.
No, like just because it's not just like it's more than a runway. Like all body types,
Yeah.
everyone, like big artists, people that are just coming into the scene.
Yeah.
Bro, my homie modeled for Rihanna. He
Shit.
was in the Fenty runway.
Oh yeah.
Like that shit's crazy to me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
I just wanted to maybe connect the little dots because we were talking about Tyra Banks and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And how Victoria's Secret only had skinny girls, and nowadays we see plus size models, right?
Down syndrome girls, dog.
And yeah, even that. Yeah, there we go.
Two
So
down.
What the dots I wanted to connect was
that's
the
fucking
play,
mad.
the pl-
Even Down syndrome girls, dog. Two
So-
down.
social media and the internet had on that. Because back then, when we were young, we would see like Victoria's Secret models and like they'll send the catalog to your house or whatever. You would see it and be like, oh, why isn't there no people that look like me on there? Well, because you had to write a letter or you had to fucking do something,
to
send
pay.
it on.
I remember was it middle school? It was either middle school or my freshman year. I remember was it through the mail or word of mouth? I do not know how I got here, but point is, I went to this like industry thing where they're like recruiting models and like they teach you how to walk the runway with the heels. They do your portfolio, they do all of that, and like they give you an agent. This was before. I mean, even now, I honestly don't know much about much. I'm still learning, everything that's behind creative direction, behind agencies, behind recruitment, all of that. I'm still learning. But obviously, this was I did not know shit about anything.
Yeah.
I remember I went with my mom. It was so sad. And then I got my heels. And keep in mind, I barely walk in heels. I don't know how to walk in heels. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, no, I want to model. I'm gonna be a model. But I remember I was shitting it because I walk in. First of all, tall ass. Like she looked like boss, but also there wasn't much diversity. You feel me?
Yeah.
And I walk and there's like the girls like modeling their runway walk down the thing with their heels, and I was just like, oh shit, this is for real. Intimidating. I'm like, okay, I'm excited. Comes down to it, you have to pay like what, $5,000 just.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, I was so sad. I was like,
it's a work. It's a scam workshop type shit.
Basically, basically that. But that was like my first ever like introduction to it. Before I started doing it on my own with my phone and just like with the homies and stuff. So then now that I'm like, damn, literally anybody could do this.
Yeah.
Modeling's everywhere now. Like, even if you have a brand, like including models, like from around the community and friends, like it's everywhere. Like even the runways, like they matter, but it's like it's not to a point where it's like, oh, I want to go watch it. It's like I see my homies like bring in like people from around us, and it's like it's beautiful. Like me as a like. Because, my brand is still growing. I...
Plug your brand. What is the brand?
Oh. Buy Black Sage on Instagram.
Oh, sick.
I actually learned from my brother at Palisade. You know.
Oh,
he's
that's your
actually-
brother?
Yeah, that's my brother.
Orale, yeah, hell yeah, sick
Yeah,
ass fool.
so you know, honestly, like when he started in high school in a classroom, you know,
Yeah.
he had a sick ass teacher, you know. But that's why I started my brand, because I love seeing what he was doing, you know. I was just like, this is so fucking cool. And then like all his friends, you know, supporting him, and then to seeing where he's at now, like, fuck, that shit's beautiful. And like when I started my brand, like he taught me how to screen print. He taught me, you know, like when I draw my images, like how to like put it into computer, how to print it out,
Sick
how to
ass
burn
one.
the screen, you know, like what paints you got to use, and you know, the fucking dryers. It's just like, it's a beautiful process. And it's like the models he gets too, like it's just like, it's cool, you know. It's like cool to see people that are from around here, like, you know, your community.
Yeah,
And that's what
bro.
I want to do next, you know, like as my, you know, business is growing, you know, I want to get people from around my community and go to staples around my neighborhood and show, like, you know, like it's not somebody that has a brand has to always come from like fucking Beverly Hills, Hollywood, whatever. Like we come from, you know, a small ass community. We call it the hood, you know.
Yeah.
So anybody's allowed to, you know, go ahead and make a business of their own, you know. Anybody is allowed to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
And, you know, it shows that, like, we can do this shit, you know.
Yeah.
Anybody's
Fuck
capable
fool.
of
You
doing
guys can do whatever the
anything.
fuck you want. This whole episode, we've been talking about you can do whatever the fuck you want. Fucking uplift yourself. Uplift your community.
And your
Be
clothes.
about it. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
You know.